I love microphones. There's just something beautiful about capturing sound waves vibrating in the air. Over the 30 years I've been recording music, I've bought and sold a lot of microphones, until I got to the point where I'm happy to say that I can record anything in a good enough way. Hi, I'm Heinbach and it's good to have you back. I know many of you are mic curious, but there are so many mics out there, so many opinions, so I made my own personal top 5 list. I can't tell you specifically which mic you should choose, but I hope this list gives you some more information about how to approach the whole process of picking a mic locker that works in any situation. Most of the mics on this list are classics, except for the one that takes the top spot. And when we come to discuss this mic you always keep asking me about, I'll also talk about a new voice processor I made together with AudioThing. Disclaimer: I don't run a recording studio and my mic blocker is this pretty small and concise. But I still have to record many different things, from field recordings to a piano to cello to whatever comes in here and is outside. So over the years I've refined my toolset that offers me at the lowest cost, with one notable exception, the best results. Number 5. This was very hard to choose where to put because it's such a wonderful and useful instrument. This is the AKG C522ENG stereo reporter microphone. And I got this from Nobexploit. He said, I think I've got a mic that you need. He was absolutely right. A stereo microphone with 2 AKG CK1 capsules. You can choose different widths for the microphones to be spaced from -45 to -90. It comes with this nice Spinne, shock mount, which is the less fun English term, and comes with a special cable that takes the output here and splits it into 2 XLR cables. This is one of my absolute favorite mics to use with my Nagra 4S or even the Babyface Pro for on-location recordings. When I make tape loops from acoustic musicians or ensembles, this is the mic I use.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Everywhere I go and I bring my 4S with me, this goes with me. This is also somewhat of a secret, so it's still pretty affordable until this video drops. On number 4. This is another mic that I use on location, and I've got 3 of these. This is the MD21 by Sennheiser. It's a dynamic mic with an omni characteristic, meaning it records all around here. I used this a lot with my Coco Quantus when I wanted to sample and mangle acoustic instruments such as metallophones. Like the 522, I bring this with my Nagra, except I'm using it with the Nagra AS, which is my tour machine. It works perfectly well to make beautiful recordings even outdoors. So you just need something like this. Bam, you've got this little mushroom of a mic. In that video, you also saw the MD421, which I also love, but is a bit too big and too limited in application because, yeah, that's not Omni. So I prefer this one over the MD421 in my outdoors recording applications. Very versatile, absolute workhorse. That's my number 4. Number 3 spot is taken by a mic I've always wanted ever since I got into recording. And I've only been able to afford this. It was this year. Yes, it is, of course, oh, come over. The Neumann U87, called Uzi among German sound engineers. This is a vintage one from the 1970s, and it still has a Tuchel connector and a battery compartment. It's a beauty. There's no scratches or dents or anything in here. It hasn't been reskinned. It's completely original, and it sounds very, very nice and pleasant in audiobook kind of way, because all of the things that I listen to, all the radio plays, everything was recorded with one of these. So I get pretty nostalgic when I simply hear someone speak through this. When Bajak was here to talk about our new album, Blast of Sirens, and she had this mic in front of her, I was just like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, but it came very naturally, like within the process, you know.
Yeah.
We were without even so much communicating. Whoever has an idea was like, okay, let's jump in.
This is just wonderful because, yeah, I react very, very emotionally to the pure sound of this mic because, yeah, all the stories as a kid that I listened to were recorded through one of these. In the studio, this is my moving mic. The mic I use when I've got something to record here, something to record there, and an instrument here. It's just something that always delivers a nice tone. It always works, and EQ is also very nice with it. Even though I forked out a lot of money for this, I was still too cheap to buy the Neumann Spider Spinne, the shock mount. And I've got this nice Raikkote here. I like Raikkote, and this is really working well. For all these reasons, the Neumann U87 is my top 3 mic. And now, we're moving right to this one. And that's the one I get asked about the most because it also gets the most screen time. This is a mic I basically built over 20 years because this mic is in 2 parts. Lower part is a GFL 691 preamp. Upper part is a UM70 capsule. And I had this preamp for 20 years, and I used it with small diaphragm capsules. And I loved those, but I always wanted this one. And I managed to trade some Eurorack modules for this capsule, I think 2 years back. And that was a game changer for me. Because before, if you might remember, I used a Shure SM7B as my main mic for voiceover. Because it sounds great. I love the Shure SMB. And back in that time, this bass was not at all acoustically optimized. Until that was done, it made perfect sense to have a mic that rejects outside reflections. But now, since this place is treated, I can have a mic that allows me more freedom of movement, because I can go here, I can go here. You can still hear me, right? You can still hear me, right? Sorry, I'm just having way too much fun with this microphone. Mostly it is now my voice-over mic, and that's why it has to be here. I need the mic that I use with this camera to be absolutely always working and ready to record. Because if I have to set up everything again and again, it's just another hurdle in creating videos, because it's a lot of work. This makes it easy and allows me, a lot of freedom, and I can do an unboxing and still feel fine that my voice will come over to you. The mid-range on this is just absolutely clean and precise and open, not sharp at all, I find. But the huge part of my voiceover sound is a little plugin I've developed with AudioThing called Things Voice. This is how I sound without Things Voice, and this is how I sound with Things Voice. It's based on our much-loved test equipment channel strip Dials, which is a huge plugin, and I just wanted something smaller when I do voiceover for my videos. If you want to go 1960s, you can add some vintage saturation. If you discover the Easter egg, make it sound like a kitchen radio. If you own Dials on desktop, this plugin is free for you, and it's on sale across all platforms right now. The number one spot. This is a mic so good, I've got 4 of them. 2 matched pairs. This is the Extinct... Ow! Haha! Okay. Dangerous to open. I'm gonna cut that out. This is the Extinct Audio BM9. It's a ribbon microphone. I've got 2 of them permanently on my piano, and I love the sound, and everybody who hears that loves the sound. It's just wonderful. These are fantastic as drum overheads. When I recorded my nuclear drum loops, I felt the bass drum microphone and the snare drum microphone were just nice to have, because 90% of the sound came from these as overheads. Extinct Audio BM9 as a matched stereo pair is my absolute favorite microphone in my studio. There's so many more mics that I could have talked about. The SMR by Nagra with capsules you can exchange, and it uses AKG CK1, which we had in my top 5 mic already. But you can also have a shotgun here or an Omni. It's fantastic. It gets a lovely meter, so the whole package is absolutely beautiful, but it only works with the Nagra SN. So I felt putting this on the list is pointless, because how many people still have Nagra SNs? Then there's something like this, which is a stereo trainer by Telefunken, and it allows you to train different ways to do stereo miking. And sadly, the whole amp section here is busted, which the seller didn't tell me about, because he thought, oh, who's gonna use that? Of course, I would use the training section, because that's part of the fun. But you can just access the microphones directly. These are the same capsules as the famous Sennheiser 509 that everyone loves in front of a guitar cabinet. And I use this on my Schlaufenzeit, whenever that album will be done, to record the Gong amp. Gives a very nice stereo feel. Still, this is a rare configuration, hard to find. So I doubt it would have helped you. Another fantastic mic is this tube measuring mic with an omni characteristic, but I couldn't include it on the list because this is just part of a whole system. It belongs to the Rohde & Schwarz EasyGN, a giant vacuum tube microphone preamp. It's hassle to put up here, but the room recordings you can get with one of these are astounding. Again, more of a very secret tip and more useful for studios because it's even too big for my place. But yeah, wouldn't have helped you at all, but it's a nice oddity. I could ramble on and on about all the special microphones that are in my collection, but I hope you got an idea how I choose the mics, why I choose them, for what purpose. I mean, the list, while very specific and personal, is also balanced. There is 2 large diaphragm condenser microphones for different applications. There's a small diaphragm condenser mic, there's dynamic mics, and there's a ribbon mic. So you get most of the genres of microphone in this list. This makes it possible for me to record anything I come across in a good enough way. Both because of the quality and usability of the mics, but also because every microphone I put to an instrument is already a mixing decision, and in some parts even an arrangement decision. That is also why it makes sense to have a variety of mics, even though the space might be small and very personalized. It enables me to compose better because I've chosen the right mic for the right application. I hope this helps. If you support what I do on Patreon, there's a little wallpaper of my microphone collection there as a small thank you, as well as some music from this video. Check out Audio Things Voice, and have a great time until the next time. I had a good time with this video. Thank you all for watching. Bye.